So, very shortly, we have a draw for the FA Cup second round. I love these draws, absolutely love them. There's several non-league teams left. We obviously haven't got any new teams coming in round two. We've got what's left from the first round and how many of these non-league sides can get through. I am going to be watching on the TV, the TNT live stream and reacting to it on here. And I'm going to go through the ball numbers very shortly. There are 40 of them, and there's a few that I'm keeping my eye on. Hereford's path would have led me to Wigan Athletic in this stage. I just turn my TV down so you don't get background noise. How is everyone today? And are your teams? Is this technically also a Tamworth versus Orient watch along? It's not, unfortunately. No, I'm going to watch the draw. I might have the Tamworth game on in the background, but I'm just watching the draw. Who do you think will win out of Tamworth and Orient? Do you think it's going to be another Tamworth giant killing year? Spenny fan Chris, evening. Gutted Spennymoor didn't get through. What was the score in that one? Did you lose 2-0 at home to Barrow? I'm going to go through these draw numbers then. So ball 1 is Weston Super Mare. 2 is Salford City. 3 Luton Town. 4 is Accrington Stanley. 5 is MK Dons. 6 is Stockport County. 7 Wigan Athletic, which is where Hereford's path would have led. 8 Newport County. 9 Cheltenham Town. 10 Barnsley. 11 Carlisle United, who put together that incredible comeback at Reading. 12 is Bristol Rovers. 13 Peterborough United. 14 Oldham Athletic. 15 is Doncaster. 16 is the winner of tonight's game. It's Tamworth or Orient. 17 Chesterfield, 18 Boreham Wood, 19 Sutton United, who had that run a few years ago, remember. 20 Bolton Wanderers, 21 is Chelmsford City, and this is a club I think I'm going to watch closely because I think Chelmsford have got another round in them. 22 Barrow is obviously what Spennymoor's path would have been. 22 is Barrow, 23 is Wycombe, 24 is one I've got my eye on. It's Exeter City. As you all know, I've adopted Exeter City. 25 Slough Town, 26 Wealdstone, 27 Swindon, 28 Grimsby Town, 29 Buxton, 30 Burton Albion, 31 is Brackley Town, who knocked out Notts County, 32 is Blackpool, 33 Cambridge United, 34 Gateshead, 35 Mansfield Town, 36 is Macclesfield, who have got as far as they've ever got before, the reincarnation of Macclesfield. 37 is Shrewsbury, 38 Fleetwood Town, 39 Port Vale, and the last one, ball 40, is Walsall. So how many of you in the chat, how many of your teams are involved with this draw? Has anyone got teams involved in the draw? My team got knocked out in the third qualifying round by Hemel Hempstead. Gateshead's win. Yeah, Gateshead's win was incredible. I didn't expect them to win there. Leyland, Exeter supporter. Hello, welcome to the channel. UChump loves lower league football as a Man United fan. Yeah, lower league football's something else. It's brilliant. I'm just waiting for the TNT live stream now to come on. And then we'll go. This draw will be done in like 5 minutes because they're only drawing 20 ties out. So I am interested in seeing where Barrow's path goes because I went to 2 extra preliminary round ties. I went to watch Belper United on the Friday night, one of the very first ties. And yeah, that path would have taken me to Spennymoor against Barrow in the last round. And path 2, I started at Hucknall Town. That would have taken me to Macclesfield. Yeah, it's TNT Sports 1, I believe, but I've got it on in the background on their YouTube channel, which was a little bit behind last time. Hi, Paul. Paul Hazeldown from Bewdley Town. There is something happening on the TNT page. It should be starting in a second. I believe the draw is going to start at about 6:45. And like I say, they'll blitz through it. It'll be done in 5 minutes because it's 20 ties. Hello, Angelina, regular on these live streams. How are Bewdley Town doing, Paul? It's good to see a few of you in the chat. Joseph, good evening. Who do you think Exeter are going to get, and who do you want Exeter to get? There's some tricky ties there. There's some long journeys as well from an Exeter fan, and I don't see Plymouth in the draw. Yeah, Spenny fan, it has. The live stream has started. It is just waiting. I think it did this last time. I do think the YouTube channel was a little bit behind last time, but if anything, it's a few seconds behind. So we're not really going to miss anything. I think by the time you kind of check, it'll already have caught itself up. Leyland wants Bristol Rovers away. Joseph wants Swindon away. Plymouth got knocked out to Wycombe. Yeah, I did see that. So Wycombe what ball are Wycombe? I did just go through these. 23 and Exeter 24. So it'll be interesting to see if you get Wycombe. Hereford, of course, got knocked out ages ago. 7 wins in 7 in the league, lost in the cup. Hereford Pegasus away. That is very close to where my parents live, Pegasus Juniors. Really nice club as well. So we're just waiting for TNT Sports now. Just waiting for, it's meant to be starting at about 6:45, I believe the draw is going to start. Which ties am I hoping to see? I'm hoping that some of the non-league clubs get drawn against each other again, for the simple reason that I want as many non-league clubs as possible in the third round getting big ties. I know last year we only had 2 non-league clubs left by round 3. It was Dagenham and Tamworth, wasn't it? Tamworth obviously got Tottenham, which was a massive tie for them. Took them to extra time. And then Dagenham got drawn away at Millwall. So, yeah, hopefully some of the non-league clubs, I think because a lot of non-league clubs got drawn together in round 1, there's still quite a lot of them. There's still quite a lot of them in the draw this time. Leyland, I hope Exeter reaches 4th round or 5th. I mean, you reached the 4th round last season for the first time in 44 years, wasn't it? We were there. We were there watching Exeter's cup run. Angelina says, am I going to any game? I think it clashes with a trip to Needham Market with Quorn, I think, but I might still be able to tie that in with another second round tie. Like I said, we're just waiting again for the TNT live stream. And this will be blitzed. I know that I spoke to Scott, the Exeter City media manager, and he wanted Weston-super-Mare, home or away, come back down to Exeter. I'll definitely be coming back down to Exeter soon, but we'll see. We'll see what kind of weekend it falls on. I was at the Devon Derby a couple of weeks ago, just over a week ago, wasn't it? What an atmosphere that was at St. James Park. And then I followed the advice of several Exeter fans on this channel because I went to watch Exmouth Town on Saturday, which was brilliant. What a fantastic club. And I need to say Exmouth Town have invited me back to go down and sample hospitality there. What a fantastic club they are. Weston away. Yeah, Scott was saying Weston home or away. This is the thing, though, for a non-league club, if you're a non-league football supporter, do you want a winnable tie here, or do you want a big one? Like, do you want Bolton away here, or do you want like a winnable tie, like the lowest ranked side? I think the lowest ranked side now is one of the lower ranked national north or south sides. It has to be, because there's no 7th or 8th tier teams left. Paul Hazeldine says Bewdley Town are 50 followers away from 1,000 followers on TikTok. How long has that taken you to get them up to nearly 1,000, Paul? That's impressive for the size of Bewdley Town and how many fans you get. That's really good. I was obviously at Bewdley Town earlier in the season, and incredible club. So let's see how many non-league clubs we've got left in the draw. We've got Weston-super-Mare, of course. We have Carlisle United, that sounds weird that they're a non-league club. We've got Tamworth, if they beat Leyton Orient tonight. Boreham Wood, Sutton United, Chelmsford City. I think Chelmsford are going to get a big tie. I've just got a feeling about them. We've got Slough Town, we've got Wealdstone, we've got Buxton still, Brackley Town, Gateshead, of course, Macclesfield. So there's quite a lot of non-league clubs left. I'm hoping that they get drawn and they all get kind of merged together. So like a Macclesfield against Buxton, a Slough against Wealdstone, just because I want to see a non-league side or a couple of non-league sides in the third round draw. I'm going to keep doing these live streams for as long as you guys want me to do. I'll definitely do the third round. I'll probably do the fourth round. And then later on, when it gets to the point where it's just Premier League clubs, I might skip it. We'll see what the demand is. So I'm still waiting for the TNT live stream. I'm sure they'll come over to it soon. It's, I believe, 9 minutes before the draw starts. And like I say, this will get blitzed. Angelina says, I've nominated you for those awards. You deserve to get shortlisted. Thank you so much. Joseph says, let's hope you win the award. Thank you. It would be good. It would be very good. There is a lot of very good non-league football YouTubers around at the moment, though, and it is brilliant to see. So good to see. So if I can't win it myself, hopefully someone that I know will get it. Joseph is watching from TNT. I'm assuming that they're already talking about the draw. Like I said last time, the first round draw, the YouTube channel was a little bit behind TNT Sports. I think it was about a couple of minutes behind, so it was maybe one tie behind. So it won't take much catching up. But that's the thing with it not being on BBC anymore. We kind of almost lose the rights to it. So I'd imagine they're still talking about the ties. I was meant to have a bit of an interview with the owner of Malden and Tiptree before Port Vale, but the guy was so busy. He's so hard to get hold of. He was so busy before the game. Joseph says, are you planning on doing away to Plymouth? Planning to, yes. I'm a trust member, so I can probably get myself a ticket. My wife would probably want to come as well, so I might have to get her signed up to the trust. But I'm not sure. Do trust members get priority for away games? I know they're kind of silver priority tier for home games. I'll just keep checking my TV to see if it's coming on to TNT Sports. Just waiting for TNT at the moment. I've never been to Plymouth, and I think I've almost blacklisted myself from Plymouth Argyle because of my attachment to Exeter. So let me know in the chat if you haven't already. I know we've got a few Exeter fans in there. What does the trust get? So there's different tiers of trust memberships at Exeter. I'm only on the bottom tier. I pay them £2 a month, but I get like silver level priority. So almost like the second tier of ticket availability when it comes available. So I was able to get my Devon Derby ticket that way. And then I was just lucky that I managed to get my wife one on general sale. So it is, if you're looking at going to home games, it is worth doing it. Also, you kind of own a very small percentage of Exeter City. I just had to do it because, and I think you get some discounts in the club shop as well. I think, but you might have to join a different tier. I have been to the Lamb Ground a long time ago, but I don't count it anymore because I haven't covered it on my channel. So it's one that I need to revisit. It was before they had the 3G pitch in, and it was a miserable night for Hereford where we ended up losing 1-0, and we didn't end up going down from the National League that season. We stayed up in the final minutes of the final game. So, but it was a miserable evening there. We lost 1-0 to a team that were already relegated, Tamworth. And, it was a miserable drive home. So other than Exeter, What other fans do we have in the chat? I mean, I'm happy to have just Exeter fans in the chat because they're amazing. So if it's just Exeter fans, of course, we've got Spenny fan here. So we've got Spenny Moore fan. Paul says big night for Tamworth tonight. Oh, you know the Tamworth keeper. That's really good. Spenny fan Chris, credit to Hereford after being 3-0 down to Curzon to draw 3-3. That was incredible. I was at Barwell on Saturday. I checked the Hereford score at half time, and let's say I wasn't happy. I thought that was going to be 4 or 5 because we sounded woeful. And then I checked it at full time. I couldn't believe that we'd won, it felt like a win. I couldn't believe that we'd pulled it back and got a draw out of that. But the trouble with Hereford this season is we concede too many early goals, and we give teams like early leads, like we give them a head start. So I went to watch Hereford against Chorley, 3-0 down after 20 minutes. That game was done. We lost 4-1. We gave Bedford Town a 2-goal lead, drew 2-2. So we can pull things back, but you shouldn't be giving these teams the advantage in the first place. Spenny have Curzon away on Tuesday night. That's going to be fun. How far is that? Is that about 3 hours, 2.5 hours? Joseph says, just be careful when you go to Plymouth. Some areas are a bit rough. Yeah, I have heard that. But I think the area overall, I think Plymouth rough is probably still a lot nicer than some of the other rough places in the country. It's just that area of the country is really nice. Well, this draw should be starting very soon. I'm still on the TNT live stream. It's still not moving. So we're a couple of minutes away. And like I say, this draw, they will blitz through it. They'll blitz through it and it'll be done in 5 minutes. Any predictions in the comments? Anyone want to say which ties you think are going to get drawn? Will we get any big derbies? If you go down to the seafront, that's a nice area. Yeah, I think is Bude near Plymouth. Paul says Blackpool v Fleetwood. That'll be a big derby. Yes, you're right. Carlisle against Barrow will be a big one. One thing I will say about the first round draw, it did throw up quite a few decent derbies. I mean, you had Chelmsford in there against Braintree. You had, of course, I think Chris might change my mind on this, but I think Spennymoor and Barrow are quite close, aren't they? I'd imagine the TNT live stream just goes straight to the point that they're putting the balls in the bag. While you're waiting, if you do want to click on the pinned comment and take a look at these non-league football awards, if you want to nominate me for one, that would be incredible. But no issues at all if not, and no issues at all if you've got a different non-league YouTuber in mind, because there are a lot of very good ones around. Oh wow, Spennymoor to Barrow that far. I thought it was like a local derby, that one. Uchump says 1-1 Tamworth win on penalties. Joseph says Weston away to Swindon. Paul has done Blackpool versus Fleetwood, Blackpool v Preston, and Blackpool v Wigan. Hales Owen v Stourbridge home and away. Yeah, that's not too far from you, is it? Hales Owen, Stourbridge. Danny Keefe says Exeter City home will do for me. I think after last year, I think you've used up all of your. I think you've kind of used up all of your home draws, haven't you? Go out of it and come back in. That's a good idea. Let's have a look. Okay, going out of it, coming back in. Still saying starting soon. Yeah, it should be starting now. I'm going to go on to their Twitter feed as well, just in case it doesn't come up on here. I know last time it was a case of they literally started the live stream as the balls. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Something's happening now. Just starting now. I bet it'll be right as soon as they're putting them in. There is the Lamb ground on screen. I will be reading them out as they come out, these ties. If you are a little bit ahead of me, please don't spoil it in the chat, because I know last time it was a little bit behind. But like I said, I think it was maybe one tie behind. So Tamworth reached the third round last time. I think they knocked out Burton on penalties last time. We're almost ready for the second round draw. You can actually see the red from my screen reflecting on my face. So it's about to start. Let me know when you come down to Ribbersford Meadows next. I'll see what I can do. Who knows, we might be lifting the league. Yes, Danny, I do know all about the trips to Exeter. 4 of them. Hi, Edward. We're about ready for the second round draw. I would love to attend one of these, you know. I'd love to attend one of these ceremonies. So we got Jolyon Lescott, I believe, drawing the home ties. 20 ties to be drawn. What do we reckon then for Tamworth and Orient tonight? Do we think there's going to be an upset? Because Orient themselves had a decent run in the cup last year. Joseph says, I'm going to head out for a while, the live on, then I'll be back. Okay, no problem. Edward says Tamworth are going to win. Okay, second round draw. So this to me isn't as exciting as the first or third round draw, but it's still pretty exciting. It is more exciting if your team is involved. We got 20 ties. They're about to draw the first one out. What do you reckon? Is it going to be a non-league side? Come on, Jolyon. Take that first ball out. So we're going to draw the first tie. Like I said, if you are ahead, do me a favour and don't put it in the chat. We got number 25. Slough Town are the first team out. So we've got a non-league side out first. And it is Slough Town against Macclesfield. Slough Town against Macclesfield. So we've guaranteed a non-league club in the third round. Brilliant. Grimsby Town, Carabao Cup giant killers. Grimsby Town against Wealdstone. Great tie for Wealdstone. Tie 3, Sutton United. All the non-league clubs are coming out. Like I said, we've got Sutton United against Shrewsbury Town. Shrewsbury Town away to non-league opposition again. Winnable for Sutton. Next tie out, Swindon Town. Who was it who said Weston? We got Swindon Town. Swindon will play Bolton Wanderers. Swindon against Bolton. 21. Oh, no one's going to want to go there. Chelmsford City are at home. Remember I said I think they're going to get a big tie. Chelmsford are at home to Weston Super Mare. Chelmsford City against Weston Super Mare. So we've guaranteed 2 non-league clubs in the third round. Peterborough United are at home. If this is Exeter, I'm probably going to go. Peterborough United against Barnsley. Peterborough against Barnsley. Next up, Boreham Wood. Again, no one's going to want to go there. Boreham Wood against Newport County. That's winnable for the Wood. Boreham Wood against Newport County. MK Dons at home. Who's going to want to go there? That's a tough place to go. MK Dons against Oldham Athletic. Milton Keynes Dons against Oldham Athletic. Wigan Athletic are at home. So if Hereford were still in the cup, we'd be home. Wigan Athletic against Barrow. Wigan against Barrow. That's a big tie. Fleetwood Town against Luton Town. Fleetwood against Luton. Salford City are at home. We've got Salford City at home, and they are playing Tamworth or Leyton Orient. So the winners of tonight's game go to Salford City in round 2. That's the next up. I believe that's number 4. Number 4 is out. It is Accrington Stanley. Accrington Stanley are at home. They knocked Gainsborough out in the last round. Accrington Stanley against Mansfield Town. Accrington Stanley against Mansfield Town. Then we've got Stockport County are at home. That's a tough tie for anyone. Stockport County against Cambridge United. Stockport v Cambridge. Then we have the next one out is Brackley Town of the National League. Brackley Town against Burton Albion. And that's winnable for Brackley. Brackley Town against Burton Albion. Not many left. They're going to fly through these. Blackpool. Exeter are still in there. Port Vale are still in there. Blackpool will play Carlisle United. Blackpool against Carlisle United. 34 is Gateshead. Gateshead, if I feel for you if this is Exeter. Gateshead will play Walsall. Gateshead v Walsall. Please not Exeter Port Vale. So next up we have Exeter City. Exeter City are at home again. Exeter City will play Wycombe Wanderers. Exeter City against Wycombe Wanderers. Tough tie, that one. Cheltenham Town are at home. This could be a bit of a derby if they get Bristol Rovers. Cheltenham Town against Buxton. League 2 against National League North. Chesterfield. It's all Football League clubs now. Chesterfield are at home to Chesterfield will play Doncaster Rovers, which means it's Port Vale against Bristol Rovers. But who's at home? Port Vale are at home. So Vale Park again. Port Vale against Bristol Rovers. So that's the draw. Port Vale against Bristol Rovers. Last out. One of the last ones out again. Joseph happy with the home tie? Last time the TNT Sports Live just disappeared before recapping these ties. So I might have to come and find them if they disappear again to just recap. But are you happy with your ties, guys? Let's have a look if I can find these ties again, because it's gonna. Oh, it's not going to disappear because the Tamworth game is on. What do we think of those ties, guys? Anyone that stands out to you? Okay, let's recap these ties. So we've got Slough Town against Macclesfield, Grimsby Town against Wealdstone, Sutton United v Shrewsbury, Swindon against Bolton, Chelmsford v Weston-super-Mare, Peterborough against Barnsley, Boreham Wood v Newport, MK Dons against Oldham. It disappeared off the screen there before I could do that. Wigan Athletic v Barrow, Fleetwood Town against Luton Town, Salford City against Tamworth or Orient. So the winners of tonight go to Salford. Accrington Stanley playing Mansfield Town. We've got Stockport County against Cambridge United. Brackley Town against Burton Albion. Blackpool v Carlisle. Gateshead against Walsall. Exeter play Wycombe. Cheltenham against Buxton. Chesterfield v Doncaster. And Port Vale against Bristol Rovers. Angelina says, which one am I looking forward to? I think the best ones have to be the ones involving non-league clubs, because we're guaranteed 2 non-league clubs in the third round. Hopefully there'll be more, but we're guaranteed at least 2. With Chelmsford City play Weston-super-Mare is a massive one. It's National League South against National League. And I think Chelmsford will probably beat Weston. I saw how good they were against Braintree. We got Slough against Macclesfield again, National League South against National League North. So there's 2 guaranteed non-league sides in round 3. Danny Keefe says, are you coming to Exeter for this one? I'm going to have a look and see what's on around that time. If I can, then of course I will. That is, are you happy with that tie? Wycombe at home? Wycombe at home is quite a tough one, quite a tricky one. They'll be up for it, but also, will they be more up for the league? Last season, remember, you beat Chesterfield at this stage. Danny says you're our good luck charm. It does at home. It does seem that way. Yes, I did, of course, see you lose to Mansfield at the end of last season. But I think by that point, both teams were safe. So it was a party, wasn't it, really? Exeter Wycombe. So will Exeter make the third round again? Will Exeter City make the third round again this season? Joseph says yes. I think you might beat Wycombe. I do think you might beat Wycombe. Thank you to the guys that subscribed. Of course, you need to be subscribed to comment. So thank you if you're brand new to the channel. Really appreciate it. My next game is going to be on Wednesday night as I'm going down to watch Luton Town against Linby Colliery it's a cup game. I think it's like step 7 of non-league football. Right. I'm going to wrap up the live stream now. Thank you everyone for joining. It's been fun again. I'm going to be doing the same for the third round draw. I did make a mistake at the start of this one. I scheduled my live stream and then put it on unlisted so nobody could see it. So I'll try and make it public next time and hopefully we'll get a few more in. But we had 44 people on at one point. Thank you for coming on, everyone. Spenny fan Chris says Wigan away for Barrow. Bit of a local derby. No problem at all. Thanks for joining, Chris. Thanks for joining, Danny. You will definitely see me at an Exeter game soon. I'm not sure when yet. Possibly Peterborough away, possibly Port Vale away, possibly Plymouth away, but also maybe a home game because I always love my trips to St. James Park. Thanks again, guys. Enjoy whatever you're doing with your evening, and I will see you very soon.